working better or no?
With that,
You're connecting with the,
yeah, apparently we have somebody who comes in and does minutes and she unplugged all kinds of things, but as far as I know, it's working fine.
okay,
I
because
don't see anybody sitting, waiting though.
well, I meant
We're gonna
the
start.
connection because I was gonna have. At the town meeting that I was here or whatever, they were looking, and I said I would check in to see if I could find an IT guy to come in and see about what you guys needed, but you said it's working okay.
Actually, no, a couple of IT people, it's just a matter of them doing it. So. They always have a lot on their agenda.
We got someone there who's met.
Do I think it's Doris. No, it's Sue Bradshaw.
Oh, I miss Sue.
Where is she?
She's in Sydney.
Sydney, Maine.
Yeah. Yeah,
And what she's in. How many more?
yes, she still does come, but,
Apparently she can't deny it or something,
Yeah,
but she
yeah.
still comes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was there last night. Sorry. I was in the last month.
Who was that beside me last time, so.
Hi, Sue. Sue, you're not turned on.
Good evening, ladies.
No.
Hello.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think I sent out the agenda in the minutes. Did you get those okay?
Yes,
Okay, all right. So we'll start the meeting here, reviewing the minutes of the May 22nd. And you have those with you. Basically, I just took the agenda and reviewed what we discussed. So if everybody wants to take a few minutes, and if you want to add something, delete something, let me know. Did you get the paperwork?
I think they look good.
Take a motion. Was that a motion,
Accept
Kim?
the motion. There's a motion to accept them.
Just checking. Second, anybody?
I will, yeah.
Okay, everybody in favor? All right. So, we're gonna start out, Mary wasn't able to make it at the last meeting, and we talked about, setting up a work schedule, and I can see Mary's already got, everything, well, from what I can see from here,
You probably can't read it.
written
I was
down.
trying to get everything on one page,
Yeah,
and my handwriting is not as good as it was when I was 79.
all right, so I know, Sue, can you see it?
I cannot.
You cannot. Is there a place that I don't know if we can move it over here
I
near
can't
this.
even see Sue.
No,
She doesn't have her
have her video on this one of these things. She's in her comfy clothes.
Oh, okay.
Like I do. I don't know if we move it, over here.
You can move it, I'll need.
And it's not my
some
intention to
sometimes.
block anybody, but.
Where does it pick up where
Sue, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
But they can't now.
but now they can.
Okay.
We'll take a
That's
chair.
okay. You can move it back. I've looked at it.
And I
Okay.
looked at it too, it's, yeah, I'm
Okay,
just,
all
you can
right.
leave it, Mary, leave it right there. I'm
Are you
good.
sure, Hillary?
Yeah, we can,
Okay.
we don't have to see those.
That's good. Everybody can see.
You know what? You can still see it. From here, okay. All right, Mary, you're up.
Okay. This is basically the start of a work calendar with an idea. Now, I'm not committed to this, and you can tell me if you want things different, how you want it set up, I'm right on you. You could see from me better, probably, I don't know. So I started out doing things and working from June because I happen to have the June agenda in front of me. So that made it easy. So I started with June, the special events, plant swap and the trip to Buchanan Botanical Gardens. Those were the two special events that I thought were going. Then over here were the activities that are ongoing all the time. I may have missed something. There it's crafts, walks, pickleball, movies, newsletter. Is there anything else that happens on a monthly basis that just happens?
No, I think you pretty much covered it all. I know that the movies are on hold right now until we get more into the fall season and fuller weather. Anybody else?
Just the games that we haven't been having.
And the games. So we did have games, which we hadn't, okay.
I didn't know about the
Just-
game. I didn't know you'd already had them, but I knew we
Right.
talked about them at the last meeting I was here. So I put down potential. We need to capture, I think, many of the ideas that people have had. We may not do them all, but we forget them from month to month, what people have suggested we do.
Bingo,
Bingo,
we've talked about it.
already.
So maybe that could go into games. So we are scheduled on Tuesdays.
Oh, I think
Still.
that's different. Bingo's different.
It goes different than games.
I think so too.
You think so too?
Yeah.
Well, if you have a bingo night or something.
Bingo night. Bingo night.
Okay. Then I started down with the planning that needs to happen in June for the activities in July. So the cooking classes will happen in July. We need to secure the presenters, which we've already done. We need to promote it, in which it's being promoted. And I found where I got the.
I did too.
Yeah, it's not low income, it says income eligible or something.
Right.
Okay, and then we talked about a foliage trip perhaps in September, or maybe I read that in the notes. I don't care. Or it doesn't matter, but partners that we want, Park and Rec, or whoever we want to partner with us. If we want Rome or Oakland or anybody else to go in with us. Determine the route. We talked about, what was the route going to be if we went on a foliage trip or a fall trip? What the expenses should be and the promotion of that. And I put down here under expenses, tips and lunch. And the reason I put that on there, that's just an idea, but in the trips that I go on, whatever they charge people, they include the tip for the driver. So that's all paid. People pay it up front in their cost. And they always pay for the lunch of the driver, and they pay for, if they have a guide or somebody who keeps the crew going, they get their lunch free. So those expenses could be added right into whatever you decide you want to charge for that. And it wouldn't be a huge amount, but that means people don't have to have a lot of money in their pocket when they go out. And I know what we need, because we've talked about over and over, is recruiting volunteers. We need more volunteers so that the same people aren't having to do the work all the time. Can't only go to the well so long. So
The well runs dry.
it does.
Yes, it does.
So that's what I did and how I got started with it, but I'm open to suggestions. I could refine it at any point and.
So suggestions, so what I'm envisioning is setting up January, February, March, April, May. What are those things that we have talked about?
I've got all the months on here.
Oh, you do?
I just don't have all the work because I didn't have all the calendars and stuff to do them, but I had June stuff and I knew I could
Yeah.
do that one.
Okay,
But
I
yes.
didn't know that you already did elements. Anyway, so you're way ahead of me, Mary. Yeah, so I guess I envision, the planning part really needs to be done a month to 2 months in advance, because we've talked about numerous times about having somebody come in talking about doing wills, end of life, that kind of thing. So lining that up, we've talked about people coming in to help do taxes and lining that up. So I almost think that you have to do those things. a
I
month-
weeble, but I don't fall down.
Okay,
So taxes. And what was the other one you said, Mary?
Wills and.
Wills.
wills, end of life, those kinds of things.
Yeah, those have to be notarized, Jeremy. Well, Yeah.
But we do that in the office
You
for
do?
free, yeah, for residents,
if I get I done, I can have it notarized here.
right? Yeah. For partners, I see the recreation center, I see the future on the Belgrade Historical Society. We already created a little partnership there. I see the library. I see Union Church as a partner. I know they've offered opportunities because of the broadband internet.
So what
services.
might be more helpful to you is a list of potential partners, but not related to an event at this point.
Mhm.
Well, you mentioned Union Church. One of the things we did talk about was a computer class, you know, basic learning Microsoft Office. So like
Facebook, those kind of things that could get seniors to be engaged with the community, with their friends.
I want a phone course. Cause I don't think I know the full capability of my smartphone,
Oh,
and I bet a lot of people don't.
probably not. That's why I use a flip phone.
I was gonna say, then there are those of us who don't want to know.
I do, and I do not always use it, and I don't always answer it, and there's no message there, so you can't leave me one. You can send me a text, and if I want to answer it, I will.
Roger will tell you that my phone, I have a smartphone, but it's in my pocket.
But you know, it is the way of the future.
And I don't
So,
go to it,
yeah,
but it's really helpful to contact my family and my friends sometimes, so,
right.
or if we were camping or something like that.
And it's a connection in an emergency too.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, to carry, because, and that's another thing, is letting seniors know that there are options out there for free phones. And I mean, my mother's got a better phone than I that is paid for, you know, because she qualifies in that group of people that qualify for a free phone, because it's
I
know there was-
guess I didn't realize there were.
there is a free phone out there
Free
that's
phone.
provided by the state if you meet eligibility
Oh.
requirements.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
There is a free phone out there. So
I bet a lot of seniors don't know that.
I bet a lot of seniors don't know
Yeah.
that.
I brought something to give to you, but you can get, if you're at a certain income, you can get your heat pump, your electric, water, or your water pump, water heat pump, free.
Okay,
And other people can get it for $479. That's purchased and installed.
okay, and we've talked about too, all those things, all the rebates, all those things for fuel assistance, all
Yeah.
those kinds of things, and getting that information out to seniors too,
So I think there's a lot of things that people could use, but
that they're not
there's no,
aware.
they're not aware of.
They're not aware of
One
it.
place to
Yeah,
put it.
And it changes all the time.
and it does,
The newsletter is good for that.
yeah.
However, you know, and
Well,
do
just-
we know how many seniors are actually getting the
Right.
newsletter? Are you getting feedback?
Feedback from which newsletter? From the town newsletter, from the,
This
people come in and they pick those up all the time. They do take them, so they seem to, like them. I don't get a lot of feedback. Maybe that's something that we could add in. If they would
Yeah, I
like to
wondered
see
that
us.
too. We're not doing it. I wondered, does anybody read these? I know. Betty does. But I'm thinking, does anyone read these?
Yeah, no, we have a lot of people come in and pick, because I print them off and I leave them right out front there, so I have both of them sitting out there right now. But yeah, that might be something that we want to add in to the newsletter. We've talked about expanding the newsletter, doing that.
The reason the newsletter is, the format is, originally we had talked about it being much longer and having, like, what you had showed, where having, ads or whatever. And then it was getting it out to people. Are people gonna pick it up if it's 6 pages long?
Yeah.
We can't mail it. We can't-
Right.
Not that we mail this one either.
Right.
But that's why I have worked really hard to keep that to a front and back page, just because I think you get multiple pages, people aren't gonna read it.
And I do send it to the town manager, so it gets posted on the town of Elbury website, but that's only if you're on Facebook and
Yeah.
you've liked that page.
are copies of the newsletter at the library too. Are you putting them at the library?
So Doris has been picking them up when they're completed, and I believe she's taking them down there, but she has been putting them at different locations.
I know they're in the post office in Belgrade Lakes, I've seen them up there.
You have, yeah, so maybe she drops some off up there. She's been, taking posters and things like that too.
But there's
And,
no place in North Belgrade.
There isn't, which is unfortunate, except for the North Belgrade Community Center, and that's only if you go in and you're using the
Right.
facility.
Well, but if they're there,
Yeah.
if they're there on, when they have the
Yeah.
food pantry, that's good.
Okay, so we'll try to make sure to get some newsletters.
And how about the
there.
Belgrade Church? We send them to Union Church, but how about the Bible Church, what's it called, the Belgrade Baptist Church? or
No,
something?
it's-
The one that's
yeah,
up here, yeah.
How they call it, what do they call it?
Lakeside Fellowship?
Yes.
It's
Lakes
Christian
Christian.
Lakes
What's that?
Fellowship,
Yeah,
Christian Lakes Fellowship,
I believe so.
I think so too.
Library down as a partner. Making the partner list.
yes. I did.
So do we have anything else for Mary that we want to, she's willing to put together this whole chart. Just to keep us, I think, on task, because something's gonna take 2 months in advance for planning. And
Yeah, and some will take more, and I think, especially in the newsletter, if we're planning things 2 or 3 months in advance, we can always say, watch for X, Y, and Z, so they get used to looking there for a trip or a special event or something that, like, okay.
okay.
Thank you.
For our,
Thanks for doing that, Mary.
Generally blank.
what's our next big thing that we're planning on working on now? I mean, of what she's got listed there, is there something that we're doing in September that we need to start thinking about now? Or,
Well, I'm thinking, and I think I put that, did I put that on here? It's on the agenda.
okay,
I put down
Watch
the
fall
foliage.
The foliage tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the fall, I think.
Yeah,
Is there any
That's
way
when it's
that,
time to start.
is there any way that we can partner with Neighbors Driving Neighbors too? 'Cause
I'm sure
they're-
there is.
I mean, if they have copies of the newsletter and, because they're seeing senior citizens most likely. Certainly not all.
Yeah, and I have them on my email because they email me frequently, so I can send out the newsletter and say, hey, we have these events going on.
Okay,
So, but the events are mostly funded by Belgrade taxpayers. So if they're driving somebody from Vernon or Reedville.
right.
So it's hard there because I know Becky Seal has talked to me a lot about partnering different things, but we would have to charge full price to non-residents. So making sure that that information was clear, because if we put out a newsletter and say, hey, it's $10 to go to the Botanical Gardens,
Right,
but it's $10 and it's supplemented by Belgrade taxpayers.
yeah, it does complicate it a little bit.
So, yeah,
Cause I think if anybody wasn't a resident of Belgrade, was $40 to go to the Botanical Gardens,
but
which was very successful.
yeah. Yeah, the trip was very successful, and Dan set that price, so,
I think he's planning one for the Freiburg.
yeah, he is
Fair,
planning one
yeah.
for the Freiburg Fair, so, and we'll make sure to get that in the newsletter. Just so we're coordinating all of our efforts together. All right, are we all set? Anything more for Mary?
That's a good job, Mary. Thank you.
I think it's a good start to get us maybe on task and get things on schedule, so if
Well,
you're
once
taking, you move some of the
finish
things
this,
back.
we'll start moving things around,
Right,
and I think it'll work okay. I just wasn't sure about, I think. The future things we probably need to make a separate page for, and I guess probably the partners will deserve a special page. So if we're doing something, we can go back in and say, well, maybe this one or this one
Mhm.
will work, and then add them in, so.
You do bingo, is there any special requirements that you have to get permits or anything, or can we just?
Well, what kind of bingo are we doing? Because that's the thing, is that it's a game of chance, and if you start with money or. I don't know if
There's
gifts
a
are
lot of
included in a
money.
game of chance, because we have to do the bingo, they get licensed in the state of Maine. And when, say, for example, the fire department, they do the bingo, basket bingo.
Right.
That's a permit through the state of Maine. We have to sign off on it, and it has to be filled out, and I'm almost thinking there's a fee for that as well. The PTO does a bingo down there for the same reason.
If there's no money,
$100,000, I don't think they have to be licensed anymore, and I believe that now, I have to just double check, but I think that if people pay and have minor prizes, so it's only what they're donating for prizes, and that's divvied up, you can do that. That's a very different kind of deal. So if everybody paid 50 cents or $1 for the game,
Mhm.
and then however much they get for that particular game goes to the winner. So they can do a lot of that stuff now without the licensing, as long as the overall cost is less than $1,000.
You wanna look
I
into that?
thought, and if you did, yeah, and that's what I thought, if you do just inexpensive little price.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do just little gifty things.
When I was growing up, they had bingo all summer long at the old.
At the old
Belgrade
rec center, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you wanna look into it, Mary? Make sure we're legal?
Sure.
Okay.
Just add it to your task list there.
How about taking all that on? It's just.
Yeah. All right, so we reviewed the annual rec calendar. So craft day, Jean Perkins has been heading it up. Karen's been doing some, craft day is still going on. Thursdays, do you wanna give a report on anything or?
No.
Okay,
It's going well.
how about how many people are attending?
Probably 8.
Wow, That's good.
8 to 10, yeah.
But it's maintained 8 to 12.
Yeah,
of the whole
yeah,
time they've been
and
doing
in
it.
fact, even if I'm not there or something, they just come for chit chat, you know what I mean? It's just, they bring their own project or whatever and work on it. They're just really easy. You know, it's just a social thing now, I think. But yeah, I've been gone, for a few weeks. So Jean helped out a whole lot. And
And Anne helped out before that.
yeah, during the summer, it was just Ann and Karen, in fact. And they kept going. Two people. But Ann taught Karen how to quill. And they had a good time, but every Thursday they showed up together, so. All through the winter, so it worked,
Yeah.
and this year maybe more people will be here for the winter, so.
So did somebody go down and open up North Oakbridge Community Center for that?
Yeah, Ann is on the, food,
Food
food pantry,
Yeah.
so she has a key. So she goes in, but, there's other keys if somebody wants to
Right.
help out. or
Somebody
anything.
wants to help out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Jean has key too right
Yep.
now.
well, I have it back.
You have it back
Yeah,
again?
but-
Okay,
I'll be leaving, so she's taking it again.
okay. All right.
After still leave.
Yeah, well, thanks for doing that. Anyway, because I know it's been, one of our programs that has been really well attended consistently.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Plant Swap Day and the Belgrade Historical Book Signing. So they were very happy with the Belgrade Historical Society, they sold some books.
yeah,
We didn't have a lot of participation at the plant swap, but I think we were all left happy, those of us that attended.
I thought it was fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I would like to have seen more people, but
Yeah,
yeah, because it was pretty much us.
yeah, and
Yeah,
Karen
that-
Child.
and we got it advertised well too, I mean, it was all over town.
But it was also.
It was a great day, yeah,
It was
right, it was a
hard.
really
I mean,
great day.
it's, we,
It was cold
yeah,
and rainy.
people weren't thinking about gardening in the rain. In fact, I still haven't put mine in that I picked up at that plant.
They're
Don't feel
probably
bad, I just got
planning
mine in the other day.
So, yeah.
They were looking pretty bad. But
The
there's
reason
about-
I didn't go is because we have a new gardens. I don't have anything yet to dig up this fair.
Well,
Yeah.
you could have got some stuff.
You
to-
could have got some more stuff.
To
though,
add
'cause
to
we
that.
had
Oh,
plenty.
I didn't like to take if I didn't have something to.
Yeah, but that wasn't what it
The
was
next year.
about. Yeah,
That's not what it is.
I think we should continue it though. I
Yeah.
mean, I think.
I think it's a
with
good
any of our
idea
Stuff that we
and,
do, we need to be consistent.
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
So we have it again and see.
I think it'll grow. It's better than the last year's.
it is, it
You know what I
improved
mean? It
over
did.
last year.
Right, it did.
The last year was the middle of the week too. but-
Yeah, but it's still improved. Come on.
Well, it takes time, you start slow and then you
Yeah,
eventually,
and build on it.
things start to grow, the more awareness and everything,
Yeah.
so, you have to start slow and.
And there was also at least three other plant swaps that day. I think so.
Well, Oakland had
Oakland had one,
Yeah.
Lithgow had one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was the same day.
Yeah.
Honestly, when we planned it, I had no idea.
Yeah, Oakland usually has a big one.
Yeah,
so.
at the Methodist church.
Yeah,
I know, somebody went though and they said they're not free. It wasn't a plant swap, it was a plant
Plant
swap.
sale. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
And some of them aren't that cheap either.
no, the person that went said they were
Arboretum
not.
has a wonderful plant sale. And I didn't go this year, I went last year. They had beautiful things, but they were really pricey.
Yeah,
You weren't getting anything for a couple bucks.
right. And I think our whole idea was, getting money. We did get a $10 donation from Doris for all the plants that she took. I see she's not on tonight, but anyway, I don't think it was, to offer to seniors. We had the vegetable plants, we had plenty of perennials and flowers, so.
Were any donated by different nurseries or anything, or was it all just for people?
Actually, Gail brought some in
Yeah.
that was donated.
Yeah, where I work, we have a greenhouse and we plant big gardens and raised beds, and they raise all the seedlings in the greenhouse, so I managed to get some, that they weren't using. Yeah.
All right. The botanical gardens. So initially there were 27 people signed up, and then 7 people backed out that same day, so. So it ended up being 20 people going, but you know, it was a good day.
It was
a fun
very
time.
successful. Everybody had such a good time.
Yeah, everybody did have a really good time.
Did you make enough to pay for the bus and everything?
No, we didn't charge. That wasn't, I don't think that, to me, that wasn't the goal of the trip. It was to provide an opportunity to seniors to be able to take advantage of, going out without having to drive and pay for gas and do all that. Actually, what Dan did though, in creating that partnership, he paid for the bus out of the recreation funds. And we were giving $10. So basically it's $10. It was 19 people, $190. We'll give to the rec committee.
So was anybody from out of town? Did anybody?
Only one, Gail Rizzo. Yeah. Yeah. But everybody had a good time. I mean, I think it was supposed to be a rainy day, and I think maybe that's why those 7 people canceled. I don't know. But it actually turned out beautiful around 12:30 or so.
Did you go?
Sun came up, it was hot. Yes, I did.
I would have gone if I was in them.
Yeah, no, I ended up going too. But is anybody here? Nobody else is here that went.
No, I couldn't go, so.
Yeah, no, it was a fun time, so. And everybody was very happy. We stopped for ice cream afterwards. And Dan went too, and he's quite a comic.
Yeah.
Quite a little entertainer on the
He
bus.
likes to
He's
sing.
sang,
He likes to sing,
yeah, he
do the
sang
karaoke.
songs. But anyway, it was fun. The cooking class, so right now we have 5 people signed up. And so we're open to 5 more people.
So could you elaborate on that?
On the cooking class?
Yeah.
So it's not just in the month of July. It's gonna be July 31st, August 7th, August 21st, August 28th, September 11th, and September 18th. So I don't have a lot of information on it. Basically, it's a program where they're gonna come in, they're gonna cook the food. And you receive a cookbook, am I correct, Mary? Because Mary participates in a program similar or the exact program.
It's the same program.
Yeah, out to Maine General. And then they'll give you a bag of groceries to go home and recreate the meal.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, there's no cost for this. Initially, we were worried that there was gonna be
Sounded like it had to be income eligible.
eligible,
Yeah.
and it doesn't.
You have to be on social security.
But that's what they came back and said. Originally, they said you have to have 50% of your people receiving,
Right,
a federal assistance like food
Then they
stamps.
changed that.
And then there's something else, because that's when I had just started the initial conversations, and then I turned it over to Mary and said, I'm not gonna ask people their income, and I think that should come from the town office. Mary does, GA anyways, and, then she came back and said, well, as long as it's on, they're on social security, then they would call on us, so.
so
Which would
yeah,
be our seniors.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be-
That can be anyone on social security.
Yeah.
It can be your seniors, it could be, I'm on social security, so.
And so is she preparing the food in front of you?
Yeah.
Are you working together?
Actually,
You help prepare the food.
Oh, okay, that would be fun.
they set up the tables, they bring all the equipment in.
Yeah,
They have cutting boards, they have special knives, they have gloves, so you
yeah,
sanitary and stuff. And everybody takes a little bit, somebody might do carrots, somebody might do onions. somebody might do chicken, one day we had chicken. It's a good meal that they do usually. You get to eat it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You sit down and you eat it after you prepare it.
Yeah.
That's, oh,
And
that's nice.
critique it, come up with other ideas if you have any,
Mhm.
and then you choose what you want to cook for the next week. She always gives two choices, and the group gets to decide
Yeah,
which ones they want to do. The cookbook, some of you probably saw it, but it's this thick, it's 260 pages thick. And part of it's education about reading labels and salts and fats and all those dietary things.
yeah.
But it's an awesome course, so if you know anybody,
That sounds like it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it's a great, I'm surprised we only.
Yeah,
have five,
so-
but-
Did you go?
No, but I'm surprised we only have 5 people.
I think it's the-
Yeah, I've been really careful about just putting it out there because I don't want a whole slew of people, so I've kind of been asking people. But
Well, you said.
making the
yes, so every
commitment,
time.
I've told people, I said, you sign up for this is a commitment because we only can have 10 people.
Right.
10 people and that's it. So I would hate to have somebody say, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then there's a no-show. So I'll keep like 5 people on a waiting list.
Yeah. that's a
Because
good
you know
idea.
what? It's bound to happen.
Yeah.
So,
we actually brought a new person in the second class because somebody after the first class decided they couldn't come anymore, so we brought somebody on the waiting list.
oh,
For
really?
that.
So that's, yeah,
There are options out there, but
okay.
try to get 10 because we might get them back another year if we do.
Mm.
We just need to make really good use of this.
But
Right,
that's a good idea, though, to have a waiting list, so
Yeah.
that if somebody,
right,
something comes up and they can't go, you can call somebody.
right. Yeah, so yeah, if you are interested or you know of someone. I have Betty, I have you on the list.
No, I
Still.
still, I didn't get back to you. No, I can't make the
You
commitment for
can't
every
make
week.
a commitment, so now I'm down to 4, so 6.
So I'm only gonna.
I could be a substitute, you know, in certain times.
Okay, I'll put that.
So July 31st is the next one.
What's the date?
You give me all the dates again, so for the minutes.
All right, so, she sent over July 31st,
Okay.
August 7th.
What day is
It's on a Monday.
They're all
Thank you.
Monday,
2
they're
to
all
4, so
Monday.
they're all on Monday, 2 to 4.
Oh, 2 to
It's at the
4?
North Belgrade Community Center. Yep.
Okay,
August 21st,
August 21st,
yeah,
okay.
August 28th,
Oh,
September 4th. Oh, wait, no, she wrote skip September 4th, Labor Day, sorry. September 11th and September 18th. So she's skipping Labor Day,
Yeah.
so.
Well,
So
that's
that's
good, yeah.
And she had a vacation in there in August too, right?
Yeah, she had
Yeah.
another date,
There was some-
August,
I
yeah,
thought
she
you had
was,
5, now you get 6. Oh, you're counting July.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, okay. Now, I would like to do one.
do you want to sign up?
I can't, I don't know about July. I have to wait and see.
Okay.
No, maybe a couple of us
All right.
came up and.
Should be on the email. I'm gonna start to put it out there because I have to. I want to fill it. I
Yeah,
mean, I just want to fill the space because I think it's a good opportunity for
Mm.
seniors. And
So they all have to be Belgrade residents,
Yes.
correct?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, because that's the way the program is
Okay.
going through them. It's a
Because I-
federally funded program and it's right, she's got it set for Belgrade,
okay.
so.
Because I know some friends from Rome wanted to go to the Botanical Garden, but they live in Rome and they didn't want to pay $40, so.
The week before, you
That was
Main
not our
residents could go
choice to
free.
set that up.
Pardon me?
the week before, main residents could go.
Right,
free.
yeah.
Oh, really? Did not know.
Yeah, that's good. I would like to do the cooking class. I think that'd be fun.
All right, any more questions about that or? All right, and the senior newsletter, and I just want to say thank you so much to Kim Hagan for, because every time you put something together, it's always so well done.
Thank you. I was definitely having writer's block on this one. I was like, okay, I'm not very inspired, so ticks it is, but it seemed timely, so.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, it always is nicely done.
It's also, and I don't know if anyone realized this, it's a. If I were doing them quarterly, it should have come out July 1st. And I messed up on the
wonder I
dates, it
couldn't
came out
sleep.
June 1st,
That's
so
fine.
don't, you're not getting one on July 1st.
Sleep.
What's that?
It's why I couldn't sleep. I
That's
knew
it.
there would
You
be.
need to on June 1st instead of July 1st.
Darn it.
So have you had any response to the summer card games? Just curious.
I have had two people, one couple, a man and wife, that were very interested, and then I had another person, but I think it has to be 4 people to play bridge, so,
Yeah,
I don't know how to play bridge, but, and I would certainly do it if someone wanted to show me how to play, I'd be the fourth person, but, yeah, I think I'm just gonna write back to them, tell them that we haven't had the interest.
okay.
Because we only had when they wrote to me, I did write back and say, we're just getting a feel for what there is for interest out there, and, you know, so.
Well, I was thinking because we could incorporate it into game day somehow, only because, you know, and since there's been so much rain.
Yeah.
Maybe people want to come in and play a game.
Well, these people were both, they're the two couples, or, I'm not sure that one is a couple, one is, he can only talk about himself, so, and then the other one is a couple. They're both out of state, as they're not main
Yeah.
residents, but they're here for the summer and they were interested in, you know, so. Yeah,
Yeah, and it'd be
and the
nice to
people, the
engage.
Belgrade residents that had asked about it, I haven't heard anything from, so they may not have seen the newsletter, or they may not have
Right,
be interested anymore, but.
yeah, and I try to put things out like through my Facebook and then I'll share to about like neighbors helping neighbors. So I try to get things out that way.
But I, you know, on that, I did think where these both were, people who are here for the summer, that maybe that might be something that Dan wants to do, and offer it through the recreation and I don't know, maybe through his advertising and making it public, they might be more takers.
And where did, and they'd be playing up at the North Belgrade,
I think it could be right at the center.
not during the summer.
Not
because
during the
they've got
summer
their-
because of summer camp.
they've
There's,
got-
Evenings.
oh, in the
It's
evening.
late afternoon or early evening, is when people have said, you know,
Yeah,
4 to 6 or 4 to, you know,
I don't know what time the camp gets
4 to
started.
7.
yeah, they get done at about 5:30.
Plus they must have to
If you
clean.
play 6 to 8. Anyways, there's been
Okay.
not a lot of.
All right, and pickleball.
Ken's been very involved in that, and he wanted to ask if you could put on the board out here. They want to have classes for beginners starting at 9 o'clock. They're going to be playing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Wednesday and Friday at 9 o'clock for beginners that want some training. And then anybody else can, yeah, I mean, anybody can come at 9 o'clock.
When did this all happen? Is that down here at the school?
Yeah,
Oh, because we haven't heard anything about that.
okay,
'Cause
well,
they,
I'll tell you now.
well, I just,
Well,
I know Ken knows that.
No, it has to be at the.
so there's a little lack of communication going on there. And I've asked to have things shared so we can get information out there because we've had people that have had an interest. And right now, to my knowledge, we didn't have anybody that was organized in doing anything. So I guess it kind of takes, I'm a surprised to hear the
My husband is
information.
taking it on by himself
Okay,
to get it done.
well, because
They started
Aaron was
playing outside
willing.
on Friday, last Friday. They'll be playing at the school now, the rest of the summer, and
Okay,
it's gonna be from 10 to
so it's
12,
gonna be Monday,
Monday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday, Friday.
and
And if
Friday.
you wanna come at 9 o'clock, I think on Wednesday and Friday for the, like.
And this is
beginners.
just for beginners for those days?
No, just like 9 o'clock for the first hour.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
anybody can come at 9 o'clock, but the
Okay.
beginners will get more attention and training at 9 o'clock.
And then how long are they playing?
Till
Yeah.
12 o'clock, anytime during that
To noon?
afternoon.
Okay,
As Ken went down there, he bought tape to take off the lines in the court.
because we have tape
Yeah,
that's
tape.
been bought and we have pickleball net. and
Yeah, he's got a pickleball net. He took down, and put it up.
Ours is in the closet.
I got this from Dan, I guess.
So I guess I'm just surprised. It's the first I've heard of it and, because Karen was willing to co-chair and take on doing pickleball, but she just couldn't do it every week. So I don't know, maybe still that's something, I don't know.
Yeah, you can work with Ken.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, playing for champions.
And those hours don't work for everybody that's working. So they don't work for me, because I played at night.
I can still do some nice stuff.
They
Yeah,
might still have it, be doing it again at night.
yeah.
That was at 5:30 at night, right? When you did it pickleball at the,
Yeah,
yeah.
5:30 to 7:30.
You
Yeah,
want to call and ask them if they're doing it at night?
Thursdays didn't work because.
Because of the music event down
Yeah,
here,
right.
we were losing people to the music event at the
Oh, right.
Village Green, so.
And don't forget, Oakland has theirs on Thursday night as well. Their music
Oh, their
series.
music
Yeah.
event,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah.
But no, we were losing people down here last year. I mean, sometimes Karen and I went, there were 2, 3 people maybe.
Yeah.
You play with
Yeah.
2 people, or you have to have 4 people?
You can play with two.
I think I asked that before.
You can play with 2, but it's a lot of moving.
Yeah.
It's been on television quite a bit lately. Have you seen it on TV, pickleball?
No.
I just found an article about some of the indoor malls that, where the stores are going out of business, they're turning into, like a Burlington
Well,
Coat
I
Factory,
told-
and then
I
they're
told-
turning into
I told-
pickleball courts.
Really?
It's very, very popular.
Yeah,
And and some of those pickleball tournaments, they're making big bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
Yeah,
huge.
like millions.
Yeah.
all right, well, thanks for sharing that, Betty. I guess we know now.
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
Well, this is between you and Dan, right? You should be getting the information,
yeah,
because Ken's, working through
I've
Dan.
kind of asked repeatedly, yeah.
But
That's
I
okay.
think, let you know what I got.
But thank you to Ken.
Yes.
So give him our-
Maybe we'll
give him
still
our
do
thanks.
something in the evening. I would like to.
You want me to start doing something in the evening?
Yeah, but is he doing those 3 days?
It might be. Like I said, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday's not a good. Senior walks. So
Going well.
so did that move?
Yes,
Center
we're at
now?
we're at the health center.
The health center. First, got the.
And it's just, we just started there today. Kathy and I had gone down to the Belgrade Central. And we're gonna walk down here, but Belgrade Central is under construction. So the whole back is all, you just can't get in there, so. Back at the health center. Monday. Just Monday. Yep.
Okay. Anything else under not doing game days, we're not doing game days for now? Discussion.
do anything, won't participate. Now, if I'm correct, the fireworks are on Monday, the parade is on Tuesday. Yeah. And
Is that the day the
include
parade
boat
is?
parade as well?
Yes, the boat parade and the parade. The churches.
The churches
stuff,
die, I know.
all of that.
Cause I saw that in
Fireworks.
Milton Cafe.
And what time does the boat parade start? Noon, okay. So, and the parade still starts at 4.
Parade's gonna be on the 4th or the 3rd.
The 4th, and the fireworks are on Monday.
Sure. Lunch for fall foliage trip. Any suggestions?
Well, I just know that Dan's gonna do the fair.
The fair.
So
What,
it's-
is that October?
That's every year.
Is that Friday?
Yeah, that's the front, that's the last.
But is it in October? or
Yes, in October.
The third week?
Yeah.
First week.
That's the last fair of the season, so. So it'd be fun to do a fall trip in September.
I would say either Rangeley or Kingfield. We've done both of those with the, women's group at church.
Have you?
There's places to eat.
Yeah.
Probably more in Rangeley than there is in Kingfield.
Somebody mentioned, Greenville and T.
Go on the Qatar,
Todd,
that's awesome.
that's an option. Interesting and all of that is.
I would do the Greenville one because I think that's fun to go on the Qatar. I did that years ago and it really is nice. And I think that they should.
It is a long day to go to Greenville.
It is, but if
You know,
you're on a
it's a long
bus, you're
trip
not
there.
driving. So that's not bad.
If you're 6'1" and you're on a bus, it's not fun.
So she had long legs.
That's only a 2-hour drive, that's not.
No, I just figured you had to.
Well,
Just-
it's 2
just
hours
boat
up, 2
trip.
hours back, then a boat trip, that's a lot for, you know, some
Seniors.
older people, yeah. It is.
The boat trip, so you get an hour and a half.
That's
Yeah.
not a long day.
No, I love it. I love
Well,
it.
anyway, it was just,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
mentioned, so I'm gonna bring it up
Yeah.
because it's mentioned, it's possibly going. So.
Rangeley's very pretty, there's
I
a
know,
lot to see.
Rangeley's
I was just
beautiful.
there
Rangeley
2
is
years ago,
beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You could walk the main street and, you know, I was surprised and they still have the red onion there, restaurant.
The Freiburg Fair, Dan is taking a trip there.
Yeah,
That's just, I
So-
don't think that's just seniors, I think that's just anybody who
Anybody.
wants to go to that.
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah, it's not just.
that's open to anyone.
So I'm thinking that we pay for the bus this time. We don't charge, or what do you think? So we have about $3,000 on.
You talking about the boat, for the bus trip?
For the bus
fall?
trip. I'd like to show that we're using the purpose. Because we have funding left over. Sure.
Please start getting people into do something on share Tai Chi, we're gonna have to pay an honorarium. present, something to get people in to do presentations. How much?
So the buses, it was about $1,500.
Wow, that's more expensive than I
It's
would
gone up a
guess.
lot. It's almost double.
Yeah, I would have guessed maybe like 500 or 600.
Oh, gosh,
No,
no.
you gonna take a school bus?
About your long legs.
Yeah, no, it was nice to ride a nice comfy bus down to Botanical Garden.
Yeah, I think it's where we decided
With
to go.
restroom facilities.
And they were about 50 at seat.
It's
right?
850, yeah.
I think wherever we go to, we ought to go to a place where you can get a nice lunch, whether we.
Well, that's it. It'll be lunch on your own
Mhm.
and, some
Yeah,
place
but
that's,
you could get like an inn someplace, like a Rangeley or something, Rangeley Inn, where everybody could go together.
Yeah.
If they want to, or even see if we can get a reservation for so many people on a menu and
right.
then charge them for that.
Yeah. Were you on the women's group when we went up there? No, we went up to Grangeley and we ate in a closet. The food was real good.
And then one year we went to the Sugarloaf. And it was the weekend after they closed the gondola, because that was the original plan. By the a long time ago, that was also, I mean, yeah, well, it was
Because
probably,
they don't have gondolas.
it was probably, whatever they call it. You could ride it, and it wasn't that long ago, no, 8 years ago or something.
That's a pretty fall trip to go, but you do have to pay to go on the chairlift, for homecoming weekend. And that's when they have a lot of craft fairs up there, and all the restaurants.
And that's the last weekend I think they're open in October. I think it's Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah, but you do have to pay to go on the chairlift.
It's a chairlift, not gondola.
Yeah. But it's beautiful and you can stay up to the top and walk around. They're not rushing you to go back down. You can stay and walk around and take pictures and.
I don't think we'd want to plan a trip for that weekend, because that's the big difference in town.
Here?
This day weekend. It was the arts festival. Well, the crafters will be there.
Yeah.
And I think that's also too close to the Freiburg trip. Because that's usually the first week in October.
Yeah, we go next week.
So what do, build a bus, we charge $10 a head.
Yeah.
The bus fare. Then lunch fee on your own.
Yeah.
That would-
I mean, I think that's a deal.
So I would still suggest 50.
Except,
50.
like Mary said, the tip and all that stuff.
You have a different bus driver.
And
Yeah,
lunch.
we passed around, we passed around a hat, and I mean,
Yeah,
he got a lot of money. Our bus driver got a lot of money for only 20 people on the bus. People were very generous.
They're not always.
No, I know, because. Okay. Well, let me look into scheduling a bus. And send suggestions, or do you want just Rangeley?
Well, I work for Rangeley just because I've been there, they're employees, he's.
The earlier, which would be good, maybe wait until October.
And you know, Rangeley has little stores that you can go into and.
I like Rachel.
Your boss is in Ball Mountain, still just wonderful. Great food. And it's right on the lake.
Then I could go. All the other
On Friday.
You working all summer? 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Why couldn't you go on a Saturday?
Oh, I could go on Saturday. I just didn't know if it had to be a weekday.
I don't know if there's a difference in the
Might be a
Bus.
difference in prices for a bus for a weekend.
Yeah.
At that time of year, it might be crowded more.
Yeah,
But I
I
was
would rather
thinking they
do
get
it.
you people that are there.
Right.
There's a lot of seats.
So Friday it is.
All right, I wrote Friday here, so let me, I'll look into the bus, and I'll find out.
Can't back out.
I'd love to do that. I think it's really fun.
Moving on, it's about 7:30, July calendar, review programming, we kind of talked about what's going on for July. We haven't made a lot of changes, we have the pickleball, which we know is running, that on the calendar. I don't believe that they're doing the team coffee anymore in the center with, the campers there. Is anybody going to that at all? Because they were doing a coffee and tea at 10 a.m. on
Dan
Wednesdays.
said it was very sporadic. But, so if it's some people.
I'll reach out to Dan, because I really think it's just so important to coordinate our efforts, because we're all about providing services and recreation to people of all ages. And so I'll reach out and find out what's going on there, but I'll get a calendar done anyway for July, which I haven't done. I'm sorry. I'll get that done and I'll send it out. It won't be this week, because I'm off for 3 days. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
This week you're off for 3 days?
3 days.
You picked a good week.
There hasn't been a good week, has there?
Nothing but rain this week.
Oh, I know.
It was so dark in my house today. It was terrible.
It was dark. So the only one, quickly before we leave, the only other thing that I want to talk about is, have any of you been by the Baptist Church in Oakland and seen their senior center sign? So I don't know where they got those, but they've held up through the winter, they've held up through all the weather. I've looked online to maybe purchase something like that. I talked to Dan about it when we were in the Botanical Gardens, and he actually said, I think they should just put a sign up there saying senior center, and then I thought about it and said, yeah, we should. Because I don't think a lot of people still know that, it's a senior center, and the board of select persons actually approved it as a senior center.
The sign doesn't stand out very much, when you're coming down the road. You sort of have to be near the MBCC.
Yeah, that sign does, our sign, but I mean, to get 2 metal signs that we can stick in permanently and leave them outside. Yeah, that other sign, I know, because of the way the ditching is, I noticed that when I put it out in the plants one day. The way the ditching is, you can't,
I was talking about that, I was talking about the permanent sign, it says North Belgrade Community Center.
oh, that sign,
But it's-
yeah,
Unless you're looking for it, you know where it is, but otherwise
right,
you're pretty much on it before you see it.
yeah, you're right. But I don't think that there's any changing that, it's a state road, so it's not a town road. But has anybody seen those metal signs at the Baptist Church? Do you
Is that
think
on
that
Church
those
Street?
are, I think they stick out, they're yellow,
I still
they're
get
just
their,
yellow and black.
I get their emails because I'm on their
You do?
email list. I can ask.
Would you get in touch with them and ask them
Yeah.
where they found those signs? I don't know if Layton Signworks did it for it.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a good thing to, because they're metal, they're weatherproof. We could stick 2 of them out closer towards the road.
Yeah, you see, there used to be a place in Augusta, I don't know if they're still there, but you know how when you drive by a place where they're doing construction and they'll say, another quality job by such and such a grade. You gotta get them, it's like done at the shop in Augusta.
Carrier
Yeah.
sign, I don't even know if they're still in business, but back in the day, the construction business, we would have to do purchase. Yeah, all the buildings. All this stuff. Yeah. But then, the buildings.
And then whatever you want.
Right,
yeah.
They're a custom sign, so you just
Yeah.
have whatever design you want or whatever.
want the fresh. Right, yeah.
So who is that?
Carrier sign, they're building move though, and I don't know if they're still in the sign painting business or not. The one I was talking about used to be up on Stone Street, Augusta. And I don't know.
All right, well, Sue's gonna look into that with one or both of you wanna look into the others here.
I'll
See
look
what we
into
could
it,
get. So these signs, I don't know, what are they about this high? And they're metal round signs. I don't know if you see them, they're right at the Baptist church. Background is yellow, lettering is black. It's very
But
clear.
yeah,
And when you're driving by, they just have metal stakes and they stick right in the ground.
It just says,
And it just says senior center.
It says Snow Pond.
Snow Pond
Yeah.
Senior.
Snow Pond Senior Center.
Yeah.
But I still get their emails,
You
so.
do, okay, you could reach out to them, Sue, then, okay, so that would be helpful. Do we have any other business tonight that we want to talk about? Anything I've missed or? Don't everybody talk at once.
So for the cooking class, how soon should we sign up? I know I can't do July, but I'd have to check my agenda for August. Sign up for that as ASAP as soon as, you know,
Yeah,
I would know I'm available.
right,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I have a list of 4 right now, I am gonna do something up and I am gonna put it on my Facebook page. I'm gonna share it to Belgrade Neighbors, Helping Neighbors. And then I'll send it to the town manager.
Food bank. About anyone through the food bank.
The food
They-
bank.
I mean, they have comes in, maybe they could
Right,
mention it to people.
yeah, for Belgrade, well,
Yeah.
the 4 people that I have on it now actually. use- But yeah, that's a good idea, I can send it out to Hazel. Maybe she can make some recommendations, and I don't mind calling. All right. Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned? Adjourned. Okay. Sue, are you still with us? Because I did not hear her
I
talking
think
at
we
all.
lost her.
I'm wondering if we did. Because she seemed like she had.
You want to say something?